Hey, we got a Toro snowblower here. I'm going to show you how to get a little bit more life out of the paddles. This usually doesn't work for multi-piece paddles. It's just too complicated. It's easier to buy new ones. But these one-piece, where there's only two entire paddles on these Toros, you can get another entire couple years of use out of them by moving them. I'm going to show you how. Okay, you know you need to replace them when you can, I'm wearing white gloves, you can see, when you can reach your finger between the auger and the housing, like so. Okay? First thing you want to do is just remove the middle part. You're going to pry this open. You're going to put a good gap in there. And you're going to pull this out like this. And if the person before you replaced these right, there should actually be, put these down here. There should actually be little metal washers in here, but they get forgotten. Okay, we're just going to move that hole down. If you have one of these, leather hole punch, it makes your job a million times easier. Because this stuff is pretty thick and nasty, but I'm going to move it back almost to the edge. These are really nice because then when you need a new belt, new hole in your belt, you can use this as well. Anyway. Now we're not going to go all the way through because we don't want it to fly out, but that's that. Reinsert it, little piece of rubber. Okay, cut out two little squares of rubber. I'm going to try to jam them in the old hole. They don't need to be perfect. It will just help keep the paddle from backing into the original. Usually I only do it on this outside when I do these, or in the middle. I don't do it on the outside. Okay. Now we'll twist that in. There we go. Get the nut started on the other side. That works. This one as well. I'm holding the wrench on, pulling it out, tightening at the same time. This will make a world of difference of how well it throws snow. Now you want that pretty tight. Okay, now let's just check our gaps. It is actually touching. Perfect. Like brand new. But now the problem is, because it rides along this entire surface, so this actually has to stick out the same distance as this. We need to move these out as well. Otherwise, it'll work. It'll just be a really rough ride when you go and bump, 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 bump as it goes along. It hits this one, hits this one, hits this one. So let's pull out these sides now. These are usually our Torx bits. Okay. Now this leather hole punch makes it a heck of a lot easier, because you'll need to sit there and mark it, because these aren't just straight back. They're kind of down at an angle. You notice the original hole right here? I actually had to move it. This one goes down, but this one down here kind of goes down at an angle. So I'll punch both those out. So this one just gets punched down a little bit. And these holes need to be a little bit bigger because the screws actually have a bigger head. So this problem is with the drill bit, it just kind of doesn't clean it out really good, and makes it kind of difficult to get the screw back in. There's that. Just out this one. So make sure it fits back in there. Put it back in its original hole, and then you'll just look again to see where your hole in here is going to line up, and usually it's down in this very corner. And usually this one's the furthest one off of the original hole. Okay, there's that one. Going back in the original hole. So let me just put the top one in first. Tighten it all the way up before you get the bottom one in. And now this is where you need some needle nose vice grips, because you need to be able to hold that nut tight and in a very skinny spot. It's almost impossible without. In this hole. Snug it up. So these two I actually didn't break through the original hole. But this one I did. Okay. And that is touching all the way along there. So this one, straight back. It doesn't break into the original hole. Goes back, straight back to right here, tip of the screwdriver. And this one is probably almost an 1/8 of an inch away from the original hole. Touch all the way along. Perfect. See, it's touching. And they touch both sides. The middle comes up. It all touches. Now there's no gap at all. Anyway, you can see exactly. You can see my old holes. You can see my new holes and where they're positioned. Light out of it. And you can see where it was. This metal bracket used to come all the way down to right there. Right where the tip of my glove is. Same over here. So I moved that out about a 1/2 inch. That one's moved down center to center about a 1/2 inch, and this one's probably closer to 5/8, because this one you just need to push straight out to make a touch. This one you got to push it out but at an angle, and this one you got to pull it out, but you also have to take up the slack where this one pulled, because pulling it around you need to go down as well. So all in all, from like center this way, they're about a 1/2 inch. Good luck. That saves you about $50 if you do it yourself. Nothing more than just drilling some holes. Again, I highly recommend the hole punch, the leather hole punch. You'll find other uses for it. I don't even know where you buy them anymore. This one's from the late 1800s. I think it's from 1891 or something to that effect. Somewhere in there. Oh, no. Last patent date 1903. So, I haven't made these in a while, but I know I've seen newer ones. So, good luck to you.